are we going to do this? So that when you watch the TV, when you listen to the people, you hear them, you start to hear yourself and the recordings, and you start to get the things more correct so that you can relax, you know you're doing it well, then you don't have to worry about this. We understand you better, you don't have to think about pronunciation, and you can transmit your ideas, passions, plans, whatever. Sheet.
Sheet.
Happy.
Happy.
Lip.
Lip.
10.
10.
Man.
Man.
Done.
Done.
What do the 2 dots mean? Double length. We looked at it before. You hear, you'll see, or hear. Burger.
Burger.
Not bugger, which is something people do in Chueca. Burger.
Burger.
Doctor.
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 It's not doctor. Okay. Where's the stress on a noun or an adjective?
A noun, no? Sí.
Where's the stress?
In the first one.
Yes. And the verb?
I can't remember.
You have it on your recording. That's why I record everything, because otherwise we go too fast, you don't remember everything. You pay me a fortune, but you get all of this shit to take home and think and study and listen to again. You say, this Edward, he tells me off too many times. It's like going back to school, you know? Stress on the first one. Also, this schwa is a light syllable, okay? It is the second syllable, but it's unstressed, and also the schwa is less than a normal syllable. So it's doctor. Doctor.
Doctor. Doctor.
Yeah? And this appears in designer.
Designer.
Not designer, designer. And the last one is the schwa. England.
England.
Edward.
Edward.
Maria is an in English. Car.
Car.
Cot.
Cot.
Veronica is also a schwa in English.
Veronica.
That's it. That's a schwa. That's a good one. Court.
Court.
Wood.
Wood.
Mood.
Mood.
Fear.
Fear.
There.
There.
Fuel.
Fuel.
Cow.
Cow.
Home.
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 Day.
Day.
5.
5.
5.
5.
With a V on the end. 5.
5.
Coil.
Coil.
Post. Box.
Post. Box.
Tent.
Tent.
Dad.
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 Same at the beginning.
Sí.
And the same at the end. Cat.
Cat.
Gone.
Gone.
Fox.
Fox.
Love.
Love.
Think.
Think.
That.
That.
Sissy.
Sissy.
Prize.
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 Price. What's the difference on price and price?
Price? Common Spanish mistake.
What's the difference of that?
Per. I. Same as here. S. Per. R. I. Z. Price?
Price?
Prize.
Ah, price.
C can never be Z. It can either be normally K or S. Here it's an S, so price.
Price.
The Z is always usually going to be a Z. The C can never be a Z. Now it's like C in Spanish can either be theta or caca, no? Th or k, and in English k or s. Prize.
Price.
The Spanish people don't know how to say the Z at the end of the words, so they will all say price for both.
Claro.
Fine arts.
Fine arts.
Finance.
Finance.
Price.
Price.
Prize.
Price.
Prize.
Price.
Prize.
Price.
What does that sound like?
Which one? I see.
Like a snake.
Snake. Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
And prize. Like
like
what?
as B.
Like a bee. Okay, there you got it.
Okay, vale. Thank you.
Ship.
Ship,
Leisure.
leisure,
Hat.
hat,
Scratch.
scratch,
Badge.
budge,
Move.
move,
Never.
never,
Morning.
morning,
Last.
last,
Race.
race,
Weather.
weather,
Due.
due.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did I send you this? If not, I will send it to you now. Yes, we've sent it to you.
On WhatsApp.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But you
I
can
prefer-
open it. You can open it on your computer. You see here.
Yeah, it's like I never used that. I've never done it.
When you open it,
Yeah.
it's not explaining very well. What you do is you open that website on your computer, and you go to your WhatsApp on your phone. You have Android
No. iPhone.
or wherever your menu is.
Yeah.
You click on WhatsApp web.
Ah, okay.
It will open a reader, and on the screen of WhatsApp on the computer, you will have a biddy.
Vale.
You know a biddy? And then you go like this, and it will scan it.
Vale.
Then it connects to your telephone. And if you don't use it for a while, you have to reconnect. Otherwise, you can see I'm using it on different computers.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do. Dead easy. Then you can send things, receive things, down, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Did we finish? Yes, we finished, no?
What time is it? 4.
No, we finished the list.
Ah, sí, sí.
Yes. If you have the words with the S and Z at the beginning of the words, it's easy for you. It's when they're at the end that you find it difficult because you're Spanish. Say these words. The first one is S, the second one is Z.
Pens. Ala. Pens.
Pens.
Pens. Sí. Close. Bueno, close and close is the same, right?
Close.
Close.
Cerca. Close. Cerrar.
Ah. I didn't know that.
Close.
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 Face.
Face.
Phase.
Face.
Niece.
Knees.
Knees.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Fierce. Fierce.
Fears.
Fierce.
Fears.
Fierce.
Peace. Peace. Peas.
Peace. Peace. Peace.
Peas.
Peace.
Pens.
Pens.
Pens. Pens.
Pens.
Gross. Grows.
Gross? But that's gross? Or gross?
That is gross. Disgusting.
Gross.
Or gross domestic product. No? Net. Gross. You have an invoice. Net and gross.
Ah.
Bruto,
didn't-
netto.
Vale.
And gross.
Gross.
Asqueroso.
Gross.
Grows.
Gross. Vale.
Place.
Place.
Plays. Pace.
Pace.
Pays. Pays.
Face. Use. Use. But then what's the difference of that?
What
in
is
meaning?
use? What's use?
Use. Usado.
No, noun. Used is usado.
Ah.
Use is uso. And
Uso.
use is utilizar.
Ah.
Loose.
Lose. Lose.
Lose. Bus.
Bus.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Price.
Price. Price.
Prize.
Price.
You've never seen this before?
Which one?
The S and Z?
No.
Oh.
Or a long time ago. I mean, I'm 39, come on. I've studied that at university or before.
So, when you talk about your pieces and your pisses and things, sometimes it can help you to do that.
Yeah.
I think that if we have time, it would also be good for us to do a little of... I don't teach acting, but what I do is I teach acting techniques that people can use for presentations or interviews or whatever. I think that would be good for you.
Yeah.
So that you have the confidence, because it's very difficult to say, I'm not good, I can't do this, I feel nervous. But if we give you certain technical things, like we said about the pen, if you have the pen, instead of going like this, you go like that. That's another thing we need to write down on your sheet that we're going to look at. We're going to look at body language.
Yeah.
And presentations training. So, body language. And presenting skills. I have like hundreds of courses on PDF on all these different things. I know with you want to have minimum general time and maximum time on your things. But I think that if we look at these techniques and apply them into your case, it will help you to have more technical ability. Because some people say, if I'm good, I have a good day. If I'm bad, I have a bad day. But we want you to have technical knowledge that you use this technique. No? So I paused, and what did I do with my hand? I paused the hand. No? Then I'm speaking like this, and maybe the hand goes like that. Then I'm managing my message, the voice, and the hands. No? And I'm not afraid to hold one hand here and move the other hand. No? Looks a bit silly. No? But you see what I mean? Because I can it's not like I'm working emotionally. No? But I can use the things that I've done a million times before to push what I want to say. I'm not saying you have to speak like that, but if you...
No, but I think it's very important when you are... I mean, I'm thinking all the time about the TED.
The what?
TED. TED. Do you know the TED Talks? Yeah, so, like, if I were presenting my TED... So, because Jaume Plensa there in the TED were different to other interviews that I've seen from him. For example, you understand?
Are there any women who present that you like?
I don't know now. I don't know.
Do you like any men who present?
Yeah, but I can't remember the name. Yeah, well, he was a graphic design. He's a graphic designer, but I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I don't remember how to spell him. So, a lot of men look at this guy as an example of how to speak.
Yeah.
Because he has given some very emotional speeches. And people... I'm not finding the videos. Well, let's have a look at it on YouTube. Can't find it on here. So, what do you notice about him?
He's very secure.
Smiling, happy.
Smiling, happy, yeah.
What's he doing with his hands? They're fixed. He's turning his head.
Yeah.
Turning his body. He hasn't said anything yet. Do you like him? Yeah? What do you just do? Pause. People cheering. Hand up, body language. Hasn't spoken yet. Touches his face. It's all done though. It's not random. Hand up again.
But that's a kind of joke.
Yeah, he's making a joke. He's smiling. I'm a lame duck because whatever, you know. Okay, but he's a nice example. Some people like him as an example of how to speak. Now he's very successful.
Mm-hmm.
But some women want me to show them the ideas for women. So that they have a woman who speaks that they can relate to.
This girl.
Do you know Ellen DeGeneres? No?
Is this girl? No.
She makes $1 million per episode.
Hostia.
So she's good.
I have to keep it down a little bit. I'm telling you, you're going to wake up Clint Eastwood from his nap. She's right next door. And you don't want to visit from Cranky Harry, I'll tell you that. Boy, you can't blame him, though. There's nothing like a nap. Who doesn't love a nap, huh?
So,
I love a nap. Because, you know, it's 20 minutes long, and you don't have to take any clothes off, which is exactly how my agent described my first audition. What a liar.
you're a liar. Okay. You understood, yeah?
No.
He said, it's 20 minutes, a nap is 20 minutes long,
Sí.
and you don't have to take your clothes off.
No.
Just how my agent described my first audition. But he was a liar. No, because she had to take her clothes off for the audition. Okay, so what she does is she talks, she's making jokes, you think she's putting a funny face, but then she starts to talk about serious emotional things.
That's a part, though, so that's all right.
Let's see if she gets onto that now.
So, I guess that's the one big difference, really, when you think about it, between a nap and a sleep, is you have to change clothes. Because a nap, you just lay down and you're dressed, and it doesn't matter. But everybody has different little rituals. You have little outfits you put on, you know, that you like to sleep in. And I heard this is a rumor, I'm not sure if it's true, but Cher, she puts a silk nightgown on before she goes to bed, and then she changes 9 more times during the night. Yeah, all Bob Mackie originals. She changes a lot. How many people here wear a nightgown when you go to sleep?
How do you feel about the way she's speaking and standing up there in front of everybody?
How do I feel?
Mm-hmm. What are you saying about, what do you see here?
Well, she's very secure as well as the other one, as well as Barack Obama, but she's like, well, it's like in the television is more relaxed space, and she's trying to, or she's doing some jokes, like, but with a lot of confidence.
Yes. Is that good?
Yeah, sure.
I'm trying to find somewhere where she's talking about something that's a little bit more serious. Because what she does really well is she goes from the funny, the joking, to something really serious.
But she's the same as Andreu Buenafuente.
Usually it's higher than that. I never know how it's going to come out. I don't rehearse it. You know, it seems like I would, like before I come out here and I'm in my dressing room. I don't. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to tell you. You know, you get older and you keep learning who you are. Don't you find that the older you get, you settle into who you are and you look back on...
What's she doing with her body?
She's talking with her hands.
Have you been doing that today?
A bit.
A bit. We can do more. We want to know what she's going to say. No? She's in control. She knows where she's going with this. she's controlling the presentation, she's controlling the timing. I'm not saying that we give them something that's so polished and learned. No. Maybe they ask questions and you, in a job interview, that's why I say don't necessarily learn the answers word by word, because if you learn the answers word by word, it sounds like you're just repeating something. But we want to really find out who you are, what you want, what you can do here. That's why if you've got the bullet points, you're organized, so you don't, I don't know what to say. Now I say, impress me, or tell me about all your stuff, or whatever. I don't know what to say. But if you have the organization, what you've done in the past, what you're doing now, what you want to do in the future, what your art means to you, the techniques that you use, the other artists that you admire, you can bring all this and give me 2 minutes. No? And you know where you're going, but it still sounds like you're answering my question. Because if you just sound like you're just repeating something, they say acting is reacting. You have to listen. But I didn't ask you that question. Some politicians, they say, what do you think about the crisis in the economy? And they say, we're improving. They don't, or they say, what crisis? No, they don't answer the question. But you don't have to be defensive. No? So I would like you to look on the internet for women that you like, who you like presenting. Ellen DeGeneres is one example. Michelle Obama is another. No? People like Michelle Obama. She likes to change the world. She does different things. Michelle Obama. She's another good example. Some people think that Hillary Clinton is a bit dry.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama says it was never easy being the wife of a marriage. You've had a complicated relationship, it seems, with politics.
So, as the woman who is married to this man,
every time Barack came to me with the idea of running for an office, I was just like, please don't do this. Pick another career. You're gifted. You went to college. You got a law degree. You can do anything else besides this. There's so many ways to save the world.
So if you want to save the world with politics, and you want to change the world with your art, no?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying this is the only way you can do it, but I would look at lots of examples of women that you think are a good role model, who talk about serious issues. No, she's talking about the career of her husband, her career, saving the world. No? So you are going to do your homework. You are going to come up, and you can send me the links on the WhatsApp or whatever, and you are going to come up with examples of women speakers.
Yeah.
Speakers or interviews, because we saw Ellen speaking and we saw Mrs. Obama giving her interview, no? Because I don't know whether your presentation will be like a presentation or it will be like an interview, sitting down and an interview.
I was thinking that maybe I can ask some of the artists that were before, in the past editions.
That is a good idea.
I just came up with that idea.
I think that's a good idea. I've taught a lot of people interviews, and a lot of people say that they've spoken to previous pilots who applied for that airline. Also, they go into forums, and often this information is available. When you look for this grant, all the people on a forum talking about what happened.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? All that information can help you to avoid nerves, to try and anticipate exactly what's going to happen. No? Are they going to be nice? Do you have to stand up? Do you have to do a PowerPoint? I love your written presentation things.
In my website.
In everything. It looks really nice. I like the typeface. I like the photos. It's really nice. I like it more than the organisation of the oral presentation so far.
Of course.
But that's why you're here.
Yeah, I know.
If you were perfect?
No, I'm not.
But do you think Barack Obama is perfect just because he's clever? No.
No. But he's not perfect. No one is perfect.
Nobody's perfect, but he's pretty fucking good.
But I'm sure he has 20 people helping him how to act and how to present.
Of course.
And as you said before, as you said when we were talking on the phone, that Ronaldo has the trainer and many others there helping him to be the best player in the world. The physio, the personal trainer, and also the, I don't know, many other people.
I had to translate a Brazilian man.
So you had to translate that
Of course.
What, for all British people or just for Alex Ferguson?
Well, basically, only for him.
Yeah. What things do you remember then? What things did he help you with? Which things did he teach you about to become a better footballer or a better person?
Well, it teach me in both ways. In terms of personal stuff,
He's saying too many times.
I just have to say,
But Ellen did
thank
that
you
as well.
for what he did for me. Especially when I remember the thing that I have more in my memory is the time when my father was sick and I was.
So what happened in these 30 seconds?
Emotion.
We went from joke, laughing, oops, hey, I missed it. Where were we?
I don't have rivals. We have normal relationship. We ship.
How old were you when you came over to...
I passed 6 years in Manchester. It teach me in both ways. In terms of personal stuff.
So his technique is not perfect.
Thank you for what he did for me. Especially when I remember the thing that I have more in my memory is
His pronunciation is off. Ting, not
my
thing.
father was sick in hospital. And we had a tough moment of the season because we had important games in the Champions League, in the league. And I say, coach, I need to go to see my daddy. And I was a key player. I was a very important player. And he said, listen, your family is the most important that you have in life. If you want to go 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you can go. These moments is what I keep for me because it was the most important moments in my life. And he shared with me. This is why I respect him. And for me, is the best coach I ever had.
You know, you said earlier, he was like, you've said this before, he was like your father in the world of football. And there you just mentioned your biological father who died in 2005, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of us, I'm not that close with my father, but I have a couple of memories from when I was young that I remember very fondly, which are quite special to me. Do you have memories when you were young of you with him that you treasure above the other memories?
Yes, I have.
Could you talk like this?
Could you talk?
Mm-hmm. Could you talk like this about your work, your career, with this level of sincerity?
Yeah, like as you said before, sometimes I'm really negative because I've been suffering a lot to get to this point, and I cannot come back in my memories and don't say that shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable memories.
But it's not going to stop here. You wait, it's not going to stop here. It's going to get more positive.
Because, he was a kid man of a football club. And a few goals, I scored goals. And next day I come in the paper like a small part. And he was so proud. He put it in his paper and he showed his old friends in the neighborhood. It's unbelievable memories that I have. And it's great.
So he went from laughing
in my mind of my
to
father,
sad
of these small moments.
to happy.
You talk about that in the film. Why do the film? Who came to you? The film? How did the film Ronaldo happen? And what was it that made you want to do it? What did you want to share? What message did you want to send out?
What message? It's the same as yours, no?
When the Universal coming to me and to my team say, listen, I'm interested to do the commentary about you.
So they're asking him the same things as in your interview. Now they're saying, they came to you for this project and why did you want to do it? And he's talking about some personal things, but the whole of the interview will not be sad, my life is a disaster. There will be...
That stuff, all the modern stuff ever. This is it. Ronaldo.
Você guarda redes, pai, ok?
Fora da rede, estás a brincar.
Okay, So they go on to a lighter bit, okay? Because this is like music. When you do a presentation, you can't just be everything's bad, everything's sad, everything's sell. What he's done, he's not really doing this total technique. The interviewer is very professional, and he's doing this thing because he knows that he's got to sell this program to the television. So he wants the serious questions, he wants the emotions, he wants the joke, he wants the happy times. Huh? We can't just be negative. I went there, didn't sell, I've had this problem, I've had this problem, I've had bankruptcy. No? We want this too. No?
Yeah.
No? It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult. No?
Yeah.
Well, there are some very interesting moments there. You see Ronaldo with his son there. It's a very funny moment there where he says, is he serious that he wants to be a goalkeeper, do you know?
Yes.
And this is...
Gonna be a huge problem for me.
Yeah. What are you going to do about that?
But it changes his mind every second, you know, kids.
How old is he now?
5.
So they lighten it up. So in 5 minutes we've had, what did we have? We started off with jokes, then we had serious, then we had sad, then we had jokes. Now he's happy again. I like that. Cristiano's doing very well here, but he's only doing this well because the guy's helping him.
Yeah.
This guy's really good. Look at the way he's spying him on. If the person helps you, it's easier.
Yeah.
But maybe these people are like me and they're really nasty to you, and it's difficult for you to bring out everything you want. In a way, what did he talk about? He talked about his father's, the negative things about this father with his illness and stuff, but then he talked about the positive effect of that. No? What he also talked about his values. No? Because he said, the manager said to me, you know, the most important thing are the people, the family, and you do it. No? It would be great if you could include an emotional element to your presentation.
Yeah.
I don't think we want to be sad, negative, and depressing. I think we want to use any difficult things that you want to mention, and you be in control. You decide, I mention this or I don't mention this. No? Or you could simply say, I've had certain issues in my life that have made me realize that these things were important or whatever, and you don't have to tell me. I don't have to know. Maybe some people don't like to know this stuff. No, they don't want to know. They just want to get an art residency person and that's it. No? But I would imagine that an artist's life is brought into their work. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we cannot separate our artist life from our life.
So I'm wasting a bit of time here, but I'm tired, and we'll finish here.
Yeah.
But we're also going to bring in another thing which I want you to think about for your homework. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just saying that we could bring in another element here, which would be question mark, personal, let's say question mark, emotions, personal involvement with the project, no? Personal involvement with the work, etc. No? Emotional element, no?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to bring in your personal life. I'm not saying that you have to be emotional in the interview. But I think it might be helpful if you, even without feeling the emotion, but just simply relate certain elements of your work to certain emotions or past things or whatever, without necessarily telling me what it is, because I don't have to know your private life. Maybe your private life is going to be public in your work, and there's some artists who everybody knows about their private life. Who's that painter who used to get beaten up by his gay boyfriends, the English painter? And they were always... Bacon, yes. Bacon, yes. And everybody knows that he used to get beaten up by his boyfriends and really nasty stuff, and that goes into the work. Other artists like Banksy, supposedly nobody knows who he is.
Nobody knows him.
Nobody knows him. So he talks about Palestine and saving the children or whatever he talks about. No, there's two different ways to do that. I'm not telling you how to do it, but what I'm saying is that I didn't see that today. And you have to take a decision of how you want to deal with that issue, whether you want to include it or not.
Yeah.
Now, when we looked at Ellen, I didn't find very good examples, but there are examples of Ellen where she talks about her personal life. She's a lesbian. Her wife has had issues about some illness or something. These things, no. Cristiano Ronaldo talks about his personal life. Other famous people don't want to do that. No? Tom Cruise, he doesn't like to talk about his personal life. And when he does, he just looks stupid. No, because of the religious things or whatever. I don't know if you've seen interviews with him. So maybe you could look at examples of how other artists talk, whether they talk about these things or not, and whether you think it might work for you or not work for you. No? And just, we made a list of all the things that you can think about, and you decide what you want to do. And I'm not saying you have to do it, but maybe you could prepare some bullet points and use them or not, and decide. Maybe if the interviewers are like this, then you just tell them what they need to know. And I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, it's like I don't know how it will be the meeting of the. But
do you normally talk about anything personal or emotional when you have to present your work? No.
Never.
No, you've never done it. No. Do people do it?
I haven't seen it in a art questionnaire or meeting or it's like I haven't seen that.
Like
I saw one interview with Jaume Plensa, and he was talking about his past, but related to his artwork.
Yes, I agree with that. We don't want. This is not an interview about you as a celebrity, about your private life. Yeah. This is about your work. And the question is whether or not you want to bring in, as an explanation of your work, elements of your private life or your past or your family or whatever. I don't know.
I need to think about that because my private life, has to. Well, I will.
You think about it. You don't have to decide this now. You don't have to decide this tomorrow. It's just my job is to think about all the different possibilities. And for presentations and for interviews, if you were going for a job in Deutsche Bank, we would not even talk about this. No?
Yeah, sure, I know.
But there are no doubt politicians who take advantage of this, and they will say, but my wife had cancer and now I'm coming through it, so they get the votes of the people with cancer. No? No? And they say, yes, and my mother died in a hurricane, so that they get the votes from the Hurricane Katrina voters. No? Maybe they do it because they really feel it, or maybe they do it to get votes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think that have you spent much time in English doing grammar and things like this you have your grammar in use?
Your what?
Your grammar in use, the book.
Sí, my grammar in use, yeah.
Have you spent much time going through that?
A long time ago. It's like I bought this when I was at university. So
I'm not going to teach you this, but why don't we do 10 modules per week? Do you have time for that?
I will.
In 3 months, you will have gone through all the modules. You will still make mistakes, but we will reduce the amount of mistakes and we will increase your confidence and increase your control, because you don't have to worry so much about the prepositions and things. It would be a good idea for you to review that. Do you have Netflix or anything on the TV in English?
I will have Netflix, yeah.
You will have Netflix?
I don't have it now, but I had.
You have TV in English?
No.
No? But you have the button on your TV?
I see. It's like I don't watch TV. I don't have time to watch TV.
Okay, but we want to be watching people presenting.
Yeah, well, I can.
And we will look at this on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, yes.
So you will review your grammar. I have sent you the prepositions things. You will look for people, and particularly women, or men, or whatever you want, who are speaking. Mm-hmm. You will find interviews with other artists.
Mm-hmm.
No?
Mm-hmm.
And you will see what they say, and how they talk about their work, and their passion, and their... Cristiano doesn't do much, and he's kind of like this, but the other guy helps him, and then he starts to come out, and he gives it. If Cristiano was just there with a difficult guy, he would be shit. Mm-hmm. But the other guy is so good that he helps him. Yeah. Because the guy's really clever who does it. He's very famous in the UK, Jonathan Ross. Mm-hmm. That's the job of the host, no? Yeah. Whereas in the job in the interview is the host to be a bit difficult. Okay, is there anything else in English that you think you should be looking at?
Well, I think to interviews to artists only.
Interviews with artists?
With artists.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Like the artists that I love, how they speak. I found an interview to...
Interview with?
With Olafur Eliasson. But it was 1 hour. I didn't have time. I have to work.
I would like you to look at artist interviews. I would also like you to look at other people who are public figures. I would like you to look at the techniques that people are using, the presentations, their hands, they're holding out. Did you see the way Barack Obama, he starts to speak, and he's here, the people are still applauding. So he waits. Then he gives his joke and he waits for the laugh. Mm-hmm. He's in total control. He doesn't just continue on. Mm-hmm. He's there and he, he's total control. He's got the thing here, he's got his hands here. His hands there. Look at the people who present on the Spanish TV. Mm-hmm. No? Are they like this? Ellen was like that. But that was cool. But she's like a cool lesbian. No? Mm-hmm. She was cool. We like that. So I want you to look at all this stuff. Okay. This is your homework. Okay. So you pay me a fortune, but you have lots of things to do at home. Yeah. Because the worst thing that you did today was you were blocked.
Yeah. But I'm normally like that when I'm in a meeting.
You're blocked?
See.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry about it. Some people say to me, I get nervous. I get, I can't, I'm too nervous. You say you get blocked. The girl I have in the pharmaceuticals, she just speaks like this too fast, and then we don't get anything. Do you need to cut things in art? Do you ever cut things in art? Cutting?
Yeah.
Do you want a cutting board? I have a cutting board. I don't need. I have to throw everything out before I move house.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
It's brand new.
That's
cutting
great.
board.
Why don't you use it?
Because I'm not cutting anything at the moment.
Okay, I will keep it.
You use it for your cutting things.
Yes, that's huge.
It's a cool cutting board, no?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Things on it.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm moving house. I have to get rid of lots of things. I have to move everything. I sold all my furniture and I have to get rid of things.